Hello. Christmas is almost upon us, and so this is a time to bring good cheer, and that's what I'm going to do. Good cheer to men and to women in our different ways. And the first way, for you chaps, I'm going to say good cheer to show how men are still fulfilling their traditional roles of doing the sorts of dirty jobs that women don't like doing, you know, like unclogging the toilet and that sort of thing. Because, you know, I can do the baking and the ironing, but when it comes to cleaning out the toilet, that's a job for the fellas. And it still persists. So you guys, whatever the feminists tell you, you men still have your traditional role. Aren't you happy? Now, as for the good cheer to us ladies, we have been given a remarkable opportunity to take a step forward in our social development. As you all no doubt know, and I am including the men here, God bless your little cotton socks, chaps. As we all know, women, I mean adult human females, are no. Look, I'm not going to be able to monetize this one again, am I? Okay, look. Please, do what you can. It is the Christmas season after all. Like, share, click that bell, that button, whatever, subscribe. Do what you can, because I'm dealing with subjects here now that YouTube are definitely not letting me earn any money on. Oh, by the way, the video I told you about in the last video, the one I said had been limited until a human did something with it, well, it's now all right. Now everybody's watched it, it's now all right, but you will be glad to know that I was right about that it wasn't as nasty as they thought it was going to be. All right, let's get back to the tidings of great joy. I mean, the adult human females, we are really rather pants when it comes to crime. I mean, crimes of violence, for instance, and even white-collar stuff like, well, large-scale embezzlement and drug dealing. You know, women don't show up that much in those statistics. The most common things that women, I mean the adult human females, of course, the only things that we get sent to prison for, by and large, are dodging the TV licence and shoplifting. Oh, yeah, and prostitution, of course, because that is a great evil, isn't it? Well, ladies, we really have to admit that we have no imagination, do we? Now, I'm going to show you a person here who is bringing us forward into the modern world. And she has much more balls, if you'll forgive the expression, than the average woman might have. She's been sent to prison for, well, I'm going to read you the article, which is in The Guardian. Ah, no, not that Guardian. They wouldn't report on anything like this because it's icky. No, it's the Northwich Guardian, and they are reporting as follows. Let's see, here we are. Northwich woman jailed for cocaine-fueled sex with a dog. A woman has been jailed after she remember that. This is the lady in question, by the way, who seems to be in need of a certain amount of depilation, I'd say. A woman has been jailed after she admitted having a cocaine-fueled sex with a dog and possessing images of the disgusting incident. And they put the disgusting in quotes, which means that somebody called it disgusting, not that they would call it disgusting, you understand. Claire Goodyear of Spencer Street in Northwich was described as manipulative and deceitful by a probation officer. Things have to be bad when probation officers criticise. Judge Stephen Everett called her behaviour in taking part in the act with other adults as despicable. There you are. Oh no, we're on to despicable at the moment, not disgusting yet. Disgusting and depraved, all the Ds, as he jailed her for 20 months. The question is, what prison is this lady going to be confined in? Is it going to be a prison for men or for women? And what sort of time would the women, and I mean the adult human females, have with this cellmate? The 60-year-old has twice been convicted of possessing indecent images of children, back in 2006 and 2009, with the judge admitting she had been astonishingly lucky to avoid previous spells behind bars after receiving suspended sentences. I wouldn't call that luck, I'd call that maladministration, but of course that's just me, what do I know? Paulinus Barnes, prosecuting at Chester Crown Court on Wednesday, that was December the 22nd, said the police had called to her home on July the 19th, 2019, to carry out a routine check due to her being on the sex offenders register for life. Officers took a laptop which contained evidence Goodyear had searched that Goodyear had searched the internet for bestiality content, and when a full analysis of the equipment was finally completed some 2 years later, there's our police off like greyhounds on the starting blocks. No, greyhounds don't have starting blocks. Those things that flow, whatever, you know what I mean. And the speed, 2 years later, it emerged hidden folders contained 31 indecent images of Goodyear taking part in a sex act with an Alsatian breed of dog. Mr. Barnes said, she, they are in court actually referring to this person as she. Admitted possession of the images. She said she had fantasized about it for a number of years, and after talking about it with people in Northwich, was put in touch with others in Bournemouth. There's a network. Northwich is in the north of England, sort of. Not in the north of the British Isles, it's sort of Manchester, Chester area, and Bournemouth is on the south coast. So, quite a bit of travelling. So not only imagination, but also perseverance. She said she had fantasized it. She travelled down there in December 2018 and took part in the sex act with other people and the Alsatian dog. Well, if it's going to be bestiality, then the dog has to be there, hasn't it? At the time of her arrest on June the 17th this year, police also found another pen drive in her handbag containing the same images and 3.5 grams of cocaine. When she committed the sex act between 15th and 16th of December 2018, Goodyear had also been in breach of a suspended sentence order which had been imposed in May of that year for failing to adhere to the terms of a sexual harm prevention order, I'll say. Simon Mills, defending, well, that's his job, that's what he has to do, said his client had always been frank and honest with the probation service. That's not what the probation officer said, is it? And although accepting the behaviour had been depraved and disgusting, called on the judge to consider another suspended sentence. Well, as I said, that's his job. He was just doing his job, and she was just doing her thing. He said This incident took place some 3 years ago. The picture now is one of sporadic offending, and I'd say offending against good taste and human attractiveness as well as anything else. This is not a case where the offending is getting more and more serious. She will do everything asked of her by the court, and there are tentative signs of improvement in her attitude and approach. So the judge said, "You are a long, long way from changing your life." I think she has probably changed her life quite a bit through the years. For you deceitfully took part in a cocaine-fueled incident with other persons. Since the terrible offence took place, you kept the images unashamedly for your own sexual gratification. In the middle of all this, you failed to comply with the terms of an order, which some might say is a minor breach, but it's not for the first time. So what the judge is basically saying is she screwed a dog, and in a cocaine haze, but the worst thing is here that she didn't comply with the order to report to the police or whatever it was. I mean, we've got to get our priorities right here. Your record is appalling, right? And it could be said you were astonishingly lucky not to go to prison previously. Goodyear sobbed in the dock. So, yeah. All right, well, that's the article, and it's not for TV licence dodging, and it's not for shoplifting, is it? Gosh, it's not even prostitution. It's drugs and bestiality. For all I know, it's also animal cruelty and some sort of conspiracy to commit a criminal offence. Now, that's more like it, isn't it, ladies? So just look at how we've advanced. And you know what? There's a bonus. Because, as I said before, you may notice that Ms. Goodyear is very politely referred to as she throughout the article. But we know what she really is, don't we? So, there you are, ladies and gentlemen, there's hope for all of us. We, as adult human females, are going to have our statistics in the sex with animals brackets now, which was probably on quite a low level before. And you men, you can be very proud that for the sake of the ladies, one of your number has done a really filthy job that no woman would care to soil her hands with. Why not treat yourself or a favoured relative or friend to these magnificent examples of merch? The mugs and t-shirts come in the Graniopteryx design or Granbo with a firearm or the more deadly knitting needles. Go to www.graniopteryx.com and whatever platform you're watching this on, please click like, subscribe and share.